Hi YouTube, I'm here to do a review for a question that I had concerning eyeshadow. And I'm going to do this video because I know not everybody follows my blog. This is an article that I am going to put on my blog later on today. But just in case, I'm doing a video. Okay, I get a lot of questions about how do I make my eyeshadow so vibrant and bright, and what brands I use, and how do I get it to last so long, because I literally can put my eyeshadow on at 6:30 in the morning and it will last me all day. The answer to that question is, for me, and maybe someone else feels differently about this, I don't think it really matters the brand of eyeshadow that you use. Yes, some are better than others, but I use eyeshadow as cheap as the Dollar Tree, LA Colors, and from BH Cosmetics to MAC to Physicians Formula, Maybelline, CoverGirl. I'm Victoria's Secret. I don't discriminate when it comes to my eyeshadow. Not for color anyway. But for me, it all works the same because I do the same process with all of them. Now, mind you, with CoverGirl and Maybelline, something like that, they're not as pigmented. But as far as the quality of the way the eyeshadow looks, it's the same for me. I do the same process for the most part, depending on what look I'm going for with any type of eye look that I do. Okay, so what I will say is, in order to get a quality look when it comes to eyeshadow, you have to have some kind of primer, some kind of eyeshadow base, something. Or if not, it's bound to be a disaster. And if you're using a cheap eyeshadow, it's definitely probably not going to work out. But I've even used MAC without primers or bases, and it didn't go well. So it's a must, it's a must, it's a must. If you want your eyeshadow to last, and if you want any kind of vibrancy or color, that's something that you're going to have to do. Brands that I can name that I know are of some kind of help. I'm just going to start with the ones that I don't have here with me, but I know that they help. Mary Kay has an eyes primer for eyeshadow that works very well. And I know because my sister uses Mary Kay, and when I do her makeup, that's the primer that I use. I personally wouldn't use it on my eyes because when I do my eyes, because I wear so much color, I like for it basically to be like a white canvas. But my sister doesn't wear a lot of color. She basically needs the primer for the sake of the eyeshadow not creasing up and for it to last all day. Another one that I know is really, really good that I did at one point use once or twice, maybe 3 times. I used it a few times. Was the Urban Decay primer. Is very good. I love it. It's not my primer of choice, but I do love it. I do love it. So that's the one that you could probably look into. When I really got turned on to primers, this is the one that I use. And I had forgot all about this until I actually started talking, but my friend Lucretia turned me on to this, and it is Decrease by L'Oreal, and this is the bottle that it looks like, and it looks like, I'm not trying to be funny, but it kind of looks like concealer for white people. But this is what set the tone for me when it came to using eyeshadow primers. It gives you a clean canvas, and at the time, this was before I was even using MAC eyeshadows. I was using some of the cheaper ones like NYC and CoverGirl and things of that nature. It would make my eyeshadows last like all day, and it wouldn't crease up. But when I say all day, this is like an 8-hour all day for this, for L'Oreal's Decrease. I will tell you that you can find it in Walmart or Walgreens. It is very hard to find. You really have to look for it. Not because they don't carry it, but because if you're not really looking for it and knowing what you're looking for, you'll miss it. So once again, this is what it looks like. I don't have the packaging that it came in. But if you want to start somewhere, that's a good place to start. And it's going to run you about $7 to $8 somewhere in there, depending on where you go. And it might even be in the concealer section. It might not be with the eyeshadows. I know the first time I went looking for it, it took me like 30 minutes, depending on the Walmart that you're at. Okay, so the next one that I can recommend is, I use paint pots a lot of times from MAC. I don't use a lot of MAC products. Like, I use quite a few of their things, but I'm not a gun-ho MAC fan like most people are. Some people have tons of MAC. I'm not one of those people. But I do live by their paint pot. And because I'm dark-skinned, I have the one in brown work. Because, like I said, it gives me that clean canvas. If you're of a brighter skin complexion, I do know that Rubenesque is a really good one for someone of a brighter skin complexion. And what I do for mine, the way I apply mine is I apply mine with my big blender brush from EcoTools. And I basically put it all over my eyes. This is no matter what kind of eyeshadow I'm putting on, even if it's just a brown neutral look, this is going to be the base for my eye, because I know with this, my eyeshadow is going to last all day. And this is what it looks like when you open it up. I've had it for a long time, for some months now, and I'm nowhere close to running out. It runs you about $16, which is kind of steep, but I will tell you that it is worth the money. I would, even for $16, $17, I would suggest that you invest in it, because you'll have it long enough where you can get your money's worth out of it. And like I said, it's worth the money. But if you're dealing with eyeshadows that have a lot of fallout, the one thing I don't like about this is because it doesn't have a sticky consistency to it. Sometimes the eyeshadows don't stick as well, and I end up having fallout everywhere, which is something that you can always go in and clean up with a wipe. But for me, I just don't like dealing with a lot of fallout, because I wear lashes and then it's all in the top of my lashes and just chaos. But as far as getting your eyeshadow to stay, I would say go to your nearest MAC counter or dealers and visit a MAC counter and pick up a paint pot. If you're of a darker skin complexion, I would get Groundwork, and if you're of a lighter skin complexion, I would get Rubenesque. Rubenesque has more of like a golden pinkish tone to it, but it will give you that clean canvas. And the last thing that I'm going to recommend, and then that's going to be the end of the video, when dealing with the bright colors, I do suggest that for your eyeshadow base, you use a shade 6. Now, I just recently started using this one when I purchased some things at the Dollar Tree, and this is a cheaper one by LA Colors, but I absolutely love it because it's not too much of a bright white. The consistency of it is wonderful because it's sticky but not too sticky. And I can use it and it lasts all day no matter what color I'm putting on top of it. I used it today when I did my eyeshadow, and because it's sticky, when you apply certain eyeshadows, you won't have a lot of fallout. I suggest using a white one anytime you're getting ready to do anything with brighter colors that you really want to stand out. Before that, I would use shade 6 on top of my paint pot as bases sometimes for my eyeshadows. But when I would buy ones from like Maybelline and people like that, they would crease up on me. So it ends up being like a nasty situation. It doesn't look good. But with that one, I can say it works well. It's only $1. You can pick it up at Dollar Tree, although I went to 2 different Dollar Trees yesterday with my friend to help her find one, and they didn't have them. So I got to figure out where somebody can go to actually pick them up. But that's what I would suggest if you're doing brighter colors. Of course, there are tons of other eye primers out there and eyeshadow bases. these are just ones that I can say I can recommend to you. When I hear about more, I'll let you know. If I try something that I like, I'll let you know. But I just kind of wanted to put this out there because, like I said, I got a question from someone yesterday about, got a question from about 2 or 3 people about how I get my eyeshadow to stay so bright or to last so long, or what brand I use. For me, it really doesn't have much to do with the brand. It's the way that you apply it. The way you apply the eyeshadow and your technique has a lot to do with the way it lasts and the way your color shows up. So I hope this video was of some help to someone. If you have any questions, just let me know. Also, if you get a chance, visit my blog, www.darkskinnedsgirlsincluded.blogspot.com. There's going to be t-shirts coming, hats coming, all of that good stuff. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, be blessed. Bye-bye.